Hello everyone, we're playing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Eyes of Heaven. It's just me today. No one else is as big a fan of JoJo, and if you've been watching my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the 7th Stand User Let's Play, which is still ongoing, you'll know yeah, I'm kind of a fan, you might say. And I've been looking forward to this one for quite a while. CyberConnect 2 developing this one. They also did JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle. Yeah, so it's good to finally have it. It's good to find out it was coming west. It's good to be actually playing it. We're going to be playing through the story mode. It says play through the story mode first. Don't you worry, we will do that now. There are other modes as well, mainly like free battle, online, that kind of thing. You can see they've got some nice art from the manga there in the menu. It's very nice to see. It's an original story, but very much you need. It's an original story, but it's not one that you would necessarily enjoy that much if you're not already a fan, if you know what I mean. It very much plays on the knowledge you would already have from the series, the all-encompassing series as well. We're talking parts 1 through to 8, all 8 parts. Though, as with All-Star Battle, the knowledge you need of part 8 is not that much, because they must have been developing this for quite a while. So, yeah, I'm just estimating here, but around chapter 15 to 20 of part 8 is all you need to know. But there's barely any references to the plot except for one early plot point. But we'll get to that. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The story begins at the end of Stardust Crusaders. The classic fight between Jotaro and Dio. We all know it. It's as good a place as any to start, really. Even though this does have all of the JoJo's in it, it does kind of take things from Jotaro, as you would expect. He's kind of central to everything. As per usual, it is like the most well-known part. Part 3. Oh, this all looks very complicated, doesn't it? I'll be honest with you, it does take a little while to get used to. But once you do get used to it, it's not that complicated. It's usually like a 2-on-2 fighter, then this fight's 1-on-1. Very much arena-based, stage-based. There'll be lots of different types of stage. And you run around, you've got your basic square attack here. You can just finish that off into a combo. And he automatically used one of his special moves there. You saw the cooldown go down. We've also got like triangle for a hard attack. You can combo into a hard attack. You got dodge with circle, dodge or like sidestep. X is jump. Oh, use both triggers there to do a flash break, I think it's called, which is like a knockback. That is the purple circle to the top right. It all sounds very complicated, doesn't it? The top right of Jotaro's head, and the green ones, of which you can have 2 stacked, are like I'm going to hold the controller further away from the mic. Those are like flash cancels, so you can do that in the middle of combos. You can see here, holding L1 is how you do do your special moves. You can kind of chain into those, although he finishes off with Aura anyway. And you got a whole bunch of like cooldowns. You got EX versions of the moves as well. Have I explained too much? It's not. Once you get into it, it's not nearly as complicated as it sounds. You have 3 health bars, as indicated in the bottom left. Each like heart is a separate health. This is just like a tutorial fight, so I thought I'd get some of the basics out of the way while I could. The fights never get too hard once you know what you're doing, apart from some of the like bonus fights. It ranks you. It's not too hard to get S's once you get the hang of things. Then you get points. Oh yeah, as I was saying, I don't have all his special moves. You kind of, there's like a leveling system. The people you fight with get a certain amount of experience. The harder optional fights get you more experience. And then there's like an upgrade roadmap kind of thing, similar to like Final Fantasy X almost. It is kind of weird actually, because obviously at this point Jotaro would know all of his moves. But I guess that's just the way of things. You don't need that much experience to get some of the better moves. And there's also other things you level up, like how fast their dual heat attack meter fills up. Other upgrades, you know, reduced cooldown time, that kind of thing. Well, that's it. That's the end of the game. That was easy. There it is. Classic. Rest in pieces, Dio. Rest in goddamn pieces. But that's just the beginning of this tale. So yeah, basically, already here, major spoilers for the series. This is like a very spoiler-tastic game. It's very much for fans, very, very much. I would not recommend someone playing this if they are not that familiar with the series and they want to get into it. I mean, I'm sure people will play this first and then get into the series. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, you know. All-Star Battle kind of retells each of the parts, but it's in a very vague way, so you could probably more easily get into the JoJo from that by getting like a vague idea of them, of each part. But this is like an original story that heavily references like almost every aspect of the series from every part. So I mean, that's partially why it's just me. I wouldn't dare spoil anything for my fine co-workers. This is, of course, referencing the stuff Dio told Father Pucci in, well, not in Stone Ocean, but the stuff that was in Stone Ocean. With the whole creation of the parallel universes and everything. When JoJo gets really confusing, but then kind of simplifies itself in between parts 6 and 7. My first experience with JoJo was actually in a video game. I think for a lot of people, it probably was the Capcom JoJo Fighter for Dreamcast, the arcade port for Dreamcast. There's something I loved about it, but it was like so impenetrable at the same time. I used to play as Old Joseph a lot. Menacing. So that's very obviously the people they just mentioned died. Avdol, Iggy, Kikyo. But what are they doing there if they're dead? The game doesn't, in general, have too many long cutscenes. This is probably like the longest it gets, to be honest. This is basically the ending of Stardust Crusaders as we know it. It's so emotional. This is quite an emotional scene in the actual source material. But here we know it's just a beginning, so it's less so, I suppose. Who is this man whose name is only question mark? Of course, we know him as Robert E.O. Speedwagon, R.E.O. Speedwagon himself. The young version from Phantom Blood. Well, that looks menacing. And I think we'll call it an update there, and we'll get on to the actual fight next time. Thanks for watching.